In our last video, we looked at the top trading mistakes, and I hope that some of that was, I suppose, enlightening. Now, I guess if you've made some of those mistakes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I guess for those of you that haven't made some of those mistakes already, I hope that it's perhaps been a little bit of an eye-opener, but also, I guess, the old saying, forewarned is forearmed, is probably appropriate here, where at least you know coming up. That doesn't mean that you perhaps won't make those mistakes, but at least you'll be more aware when you are either about to make the mistake or perhaps when you've made the mistake, and it won't be quite as bad. Okay, now the topic for today's a fairly big video. The topic for today is 4 stages of trader development. Now, this also applies to anything worthwhile in life. It can be the 4 stages of insert something worthwhile here. So it's not just related to trading, but I've adapted it to trading, and I've illustrated how it relates to trading. And I think you'll get a lot out of this. It's fairly long. It's about 15 or 16 minutes, but I assure you it's going to be worth wading through, or perhaps even watching a couple of times. So the 4 stages of a trader. The very first of these stages is unconscious incompetence. Second stage is conscious incompetence. Now, there's a stage in between all of these, which is the light bulb or aha moment. When the penny drops, is probably another way to say it. Third stage is conscious competence. And the 4th stage, the final stage, is unconscious competence. So let's have a look at how these relate in detail to trading. But also part of the key here is to know which stage you're in. So you can perhaps look back on where you've come from, but also know perhaps what's ahead. And by outlining what is ahead, can perhaps shortcut the process here. That's what it's all about here. Okay, unconscious incompetence. At this point, the trader knows nothing and doesn't know that he doesn't know anything. So another word to put it is, the trader doesn't know what he doesn't know. So at this point, the trader thinks, well, how hard could this be? You know, I'm reasonably smart, reasonably intelligent. Why isn't everybody doing it? The trader acts on impulse and he loses money. Okay, so we spoke before, he's got no plan, he's got no strategy, he's got no methodology. So, well, basically, what is his plan? Okay. He may have some initial success. Now, it's important to expand here that this beginner's luck, where he sees initial success, is often due to the fact that when a trader begins his journey, he trades with less fear or without fear, or they're less afraid. Okay, and this is a valid phenomenon, and it applies to other things as well. But it does actually appear to be short-lived. Now, some of you may know, you put a trade on, it works well. This is not hard. What's everybody going on about? So this is the phase, but yes, it tends to be short-lived. Okay, and the trader doesn't see the need for education. So the next stage is conscious incompetence. Now, at this point, the trader realizes that they are incompetent. They know that they are missing pieces of the puzzle, but they don't know where to look. And usually this comes after the trader's made a heap of mistakes. They're usually frustrated. And what's usually the outcome as well? They've started a live account and they've usually lost money, perhaps a substantial amount of money. And unfortunately, this is where a lot of traders will stay unless they can admit to themselves and start to move forward. So a lot of traders will stagnate at this point. So the trader also tries different types of systems indicators and the like, looking for the holy grail. Now, we spoke about this before, so you can see that this is all building on each other. Now, I must point out here that there's nothing wrong with indicators. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong. Indicators are actually derived from price or volume, so they are in fact a form of price or volume. But at this point, the trader is relying too much on the indicators to make his decisions, or he may actually put that many on his chart that he can't actually see through them and see the actual price, so he's getting confused. But he's looking for the holy grail, or in other words, as I found in my own journey, some of you may have read or watched it, trying to create certainty where there is none. So the trader, this phase can last 1 to 3 years. So the trader also creates a whole heap of complexity if they're that way inclined, if their personality is as such, as we've spoken before. But they don't really have a workable trading plan. And they're certainly perhaps not operating like a business, as we've discussed before. So at this point too, desperation can set in, resulting in risky decisions. So the trader starts making silly mistakes, silly decisions, and obviously regretting these. Now, at this point also, most traders give up. Okay, so this is the phase where 90% fall away, and this is where a lot of traders will stagnate if they continue on. If they don't fall away, this is where they'll stagnate. Okay, so remaining traders that still are in the game, or still trading, or prepared to trade and prepared to learn, in time they may be able to move to the next phase. So the next phase is the light bulb or aha moment, or when the penny drops. This is where the trader suddenly has an epiphany. What he's been doing in the past is not actually correct and perhaps not right, and some things have changed. So this is the point where the trader has come to a point where he can actually begin to move forward. So the trader realizes it's not the system that will make the difference. New truths have been established within himself. One of those, not the system that will make the difference. Trader's starting to realize that now it's all up here. So the distractions and noise are minimized or ceased. So he stopped playing with the weapons of mass distraction, as we saw in one of the other videos. But he also realizes, though, that he just doesn't need these. That he's fine himself. He's gradually weaned himself off these things and away from these things, and he's starting to make his own decisions. So now, the proper focus is being applied to one method. He's chasing one rabbit. He's found a method that resonates. Perhaps he's sought out the services of a mentor, or he's following a mentor that resonates with him, as we discussed before. His thinking is starting to change to a series of trades perspective. So he's not worried anymore about one trade. It's just part of one of many. He's also using proper risk management in his trades. He's no longer getting angry and annoyed or excited at the outcome of each trade. And the trader realizes now that it's all about the disciplined application of their edge. Now, we spoke about this before in a couple of videos, that this was the holy grail. So the trader now, he's come to the point where he's frustrated, and now he realizes that this is what it is. People may have told him, may have watched these videos, and he's now realized that this is it. This is the holy grail. So this allows him there, the trader, he or she, this allows the trader then to be able to move to the next phase. So the next phase is conscious competence. So the trader has a completely different outlook on his trading. The trader is taking trades as the methodology dictates. The trader is working hard to find and take the best trade. So he's being very diligent. He's being more like a sniper. He's not trading when the market's not conducive, as we've discussed before, and he's working hard to make sure that he finds the best trades. May not be able to see everything, but he's working hard. He's managing his trades properly. At this stage, he might have some sort of trading plan, a decent trading plan. I suggest that he probably does. He's diligent. The trader's diligent in their processes, journals, etc. So now we've see the importance. The trader's now realised the importance and is starting to apply what he or she has learnt in regard to the processes and the journals. This is how this feedback loop is now continuing. So the trader's now realising this is all important to their to moving forward and to their gaining their skills. And more important, or most important, equally as important, I must say, the trader is beginning to trust their edge. So they've done the back test, the verify, starting to the brain is starting to recognise and see these patterns real time, and whatever the trader's been researching and back testing, and the trader now realises that I'm onto something here. So they're trusting their edge. Traders also beginning to make consistent profits. And that brings us to the last phase in the 4 stages of the trader. So at this point in time, the traders learned an enormous amount about themselves and about the market. So they're reaching a point of mastery. As we spoke about before in some of the other videos, trading is all about a journey of personal development and personal growth, where the trader learns a huge amount about themselves. So this is the phase that the trader is now entering into. So what the trader's been able to do, the trader's simplified a method that truly suits their personality. So now whether the trader is trading full-time or part-time, that's irrelevant here. But the traders found something that suits them. They've found their niche in trading. Trading has become easy, almost boring at times. The trader's emotions have been mastered. So they're well in control. Nothing bothers them. Win or lose, winning day, losing day, nothing matters. They sleep fine. Everything is fine. It's just part of the normal routine of trading. Increasing profits are now a reality. The trader's been able to gradually scale up, and the trader's making increasing profits. And most importantly, and appropriately to begin to finish, is the trader is humble about where they've come from and the work they've put in, and respectful to the market and the opportunities present. So the trader at this point also has enormous gratitude for the opportunity that they've had to become a trader, and savours the journey. So the trader is able to now look back on where they've come from, and if you've journaled your journey properly, you'll see the milestones that you've worked through and that you've achieved and worked through, and you'll be able to sit back and pat yourself on the back, because trading is probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever do, but at the end of the day, it's one of the best things that you can do. So let's basically recap on what we've learned for today. We've learned about the 4 stages of trader development, and I hope you've enjoyed what I've presented here in this video. It's been my pleasure to bring this to you, and I believe that it outlines the trader's journey very very well, I'll just say. Okay, so in our next lesson, we're going to continue to build on this, and we're going to discuss traders' motivation stages and the transitioning phases. So once again, thanks for your company, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.